And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for spending time with us here on the program. Greatly appreciate everybody that supports the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. Jennie Restrepo joining us in studio here. She is with Insured Title Agency. We're going to cover probate. We're going to talk about scams, what to look out for in these we buy houses cash type situations. And we're also going to tell you how you can sign up to get free property fraud alerts on your properties, on your real estate. So it's a valuable information there. Also, Lonnie Veasley joining us as well. We're going to talk with him about his business. He's a business broker helping folks buy, sell, and valuate their businesses right here in Tampa Bay. Also, major announcements in flood insurance relief throughout the state of Florida, both for home and auto. And also big news from the Trump administration. They're moving to help housing affordability by allowing tax-free access to 401ks. So we'll talk about those and other stories here coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And as you know, my wife Lindsay and I own a top real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and we love to help our sellers profit more and sell faster by utilizing our innovations with radio, TV, and internet marketing. And we think our highest duty for our sellers is to get them maximum exposure, which leads to a maximum profit situation and a shorter marketing period. So a couple of hot listings here, and we'll jump right into it with our real estate listings and our content on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We've got some great properties here for sale. Let's start with a vacant land parcel, 10413 Main Street in Pinellas. This is a corner lot location. You've got 3.63 acres of vacant land. This is a commercial property. So it's across the street from a busy gas station. Now, when it comes to buying land, there's a lot of considerations. You got to figure out what the future zoning is, what the land use, any types of setbacks, those types of scenarios. So we would love to help you with that, buying, selling, investing, or refinancing. We can help you with all of those different scenarios here with the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 369 West Winds Drive in Palm Harbor, another one of our single-family home listings. This one's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 14 square feet, just under quarter-acre lot. And this is a boater-friendly community, Baywood Village, right here in Palm Harbor, access to the Gulf. And you are in a low HOA situation, an optional HOA of just $60. This is a completely renovated property, renovated kitchen, stainless steel appliances, breakfast bar, ample cabinetry. I should say mostly renovated. I mean, it doesn't have newer windows yet, but it's a great property, completely, when you walk inside and you see the lighter colors, it's really on point with what buyers want today. 369 West Winds Drive, Palm Harbor, a great listing from our Platinum MVP team. You can see all of our listings and search the MLS at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
And yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
That's right. Shout out to our veterans out there, first responders, teachers, nurses, seniors, Gray Bull Rescue, all the good folks out there as well. Jennie Restrepo, welcome back in.
Thanks for having me again. Here I am. We're all fired up on it. Some good topics today.
Yeah, we got some good stuff to talk about. And you think about probate. Can you first just define probate? Why would we need to do probate?
So first of all, probate is the legal process by determining what happens when someone passes away to their assets. And I think a common misconception is if someone, say it's a family member, if they pass away and have a will, that's all you need in order to understand what happens next. And it's a very important piece of the puzzle, but it's not the only one. And when it comes to real estate holdings, if the person who's passed away has a will, that does not necessarily exclude any of their real estate property from having to go through the probate process and going through the courts.
Okay. Yeah, and when you have a probate situation, it can be costly and it can be avoided. Those are two of the main things to consider there.
It can be costly, especially if it's messy, which, as we know, sometimes it is. If the deceased person does not have their affairs in order, then there's a lot to dig through and unpack. But there is a way to at least exclude the primary residence or exclude the real estate from having to go through the probate process. And that's where you need to work with a title company like Insured Title Agency, work with the Platinum MVP team, also consult with a real estate attorney or your family planning or your estate attorney to make sure that you have everything lined up, because there is a way to hold title where now that property is excluded from having to go through the probate process. Most commonly, people have heard of a ladybird deed. Essentially what that is a life estate. So again, I am not an attorney. However, these are just top of the line questions that you could be prepared to ask your attorney when you meet with them. If you're doing the family planning, if you're doing some estate planning, then you can speak to your attorney about how do I change the ownership of my property so that when I'm gone, my family members, my heirs, my children won't have to do all of these steps. Because if your property is held in a title that would exclude it from the probate process, then the property can actually be listed and sold, and the proceeds of that can be utilized to fund the rest of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. And because what happens is also out there is you see, I do a lot of the expired and canceled lead calls. So meaning I'm, as a salesperson, as a real estate agent, I'm looking for listings. I'm looking to list and sometimes repackage and represent people's homes or property, vacant land, commercial properties that have already tried with one realtor. Maybe they were on the market for 90 days or 6 months or even a year. I've seen them expire a year or more. And so when I call these folks and we have an opportunity, my goal is to just set up an appointment. The first step is to, hey, let's set up a time to meet. I would love to share with you what we do to help sellers, maximize the exposure, maximize the profit on the sale of their real estate. We have a daily talk show. A lot of people really like that. We have some good feedback and some great conversations. By the way, we have about 45 current listings, which is, a lot of other realtors, will have 4 or 5, 6 maybe. But when I hang up, whether it's a win or a situation where we're just deciding not to go further, I say, hey, by the way, just be cautious because you're going to get a lot of calls. A lot of calls are going to be from these cash buyers, these kind of contractor, maybe some of these flippers. You got to be really cautious, really careful about what these people will do, because a lot of them, I've seen it many, many times, where they'll tie your property up on an as-is contract. They'll check the box that says assignable, and they'll have no intentions of actually closing on your property at the agreed-upon price. What they'll do is kind of like a bait and switch. They'll have you stringing along for 2 or 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, thinking that they're going to close at that number, but then ultimately they don't. And it's a we buy houses cash situation. So in those situations, we will love an opportunity to let you know what we would buy your property at and give you the best offer that we can. Now, caveat, we're not buying condos. A lot of people aren't buying condos. That market is pretty difficult right now, condo market. But if you got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and a decent neighborhood that's not a flood zone, that's primary. That's something what we're looking for. Maybe a 2-2. We would like to buy your property cash. But you see those situations come up pretty often, I'm sure as well, Jenny.
Well, what we see on the title side is we see the after effects of signing something you didn't understand what you were signing, doing your own quitclaim deeds and not doing them properly. We had one situation, very sad, where the homeowner had inherited the property from her father. He had titled it to her during his lifetime. He's now passed away, and now she's become older and wants to sell the property, move into a retirement community. But because they executed their own quitclaim deed and made a mistake on that deed, the property then had to go through probate because her father was now deceased, and the court ruled that she had to go through the whole probate process on her own home that she'd been living in for multiple years just because of a typo on a deed.
Wow. Yeah,
And so these are the situations where could you save a few dollars by doing this yourself or going on ChatGPT or Googling it? Allegedly.
Sometimes.
But I always tell this story is if you had a pair of scissors in your hands, you could cut your bangs. That does not mean that you should.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the ladies get that. Yeah. But just because you can does not mean that you should. And so we see the dark side of these right now saving money, what happens on the other side. Yeah. So that's why I say I'm not an attorney. I am not giving anyone legal advice. But I will say in certain situations, it is worth your time of investment to consult a real estate professional, to consult a reputable title company, to go to a real estate attorney or estate planning attorney, and just get everything lined up, make sure that it's done exactly perfect and correct, so that when you're already dealing, if someone's passed away, this is now going to be an emotional time, regardless of who it is. And the family is having to field a lot of different things. You don't also want to have a bunch of drama surrounding the primary residence, investment properties, things that no one knew what it was or where this was or what this is. And so some of these things are a benefit that you pay forward to your heirs. And we've seen a lot of people that kind of misunderstand chain of custody, who is an heir and who isn't, especially when we have two adult people in a marriage who have children by other people from other marriages, and those children are now adults, and one of their parents passes away, but that person was married to stepmom or stepdad.
Yeah.
Spouse supersedes all of the things. Yeah. And sometimes adult children don't understand that. And so these are all of the things that you don't think about until you have to think about it, but by then it might be a little bit too late. And the difficult things that we see at Insured Title is that we have to then bring to the forefront, no, this one's going to have to go to probate, and then you are at the mercy of the court. Yeah. It depends. How fast can this be dealt with? I don't know. It depends. It's dependent on the court, how much they have on their docket, who your attorney is, how quickly they get everything written up and have the proper documents to submit to the court. Yeah. So it's not an easy or simple process, which is why I highly recommend getting ahead of it before it's something that you're now dealing with in real time. Yeah.
And a lot of times people make assumptions. They assume that since I'm a sibling or there's scenarios, but no, as you mentioned there, a spouse supersedes a sibling in some cases, right? Yes. So don't fall for those assumptions. You got to find out what the facts are around those cases. And here's kind of a 2-minute drill quarterback tip for you. You want to develop the habit of clear thinking, especially when you have a lot of emotions around a death in the family or a situation like that. One of the great personal development coaches I like is named Brian Tracy. He talked about developing the habit of clear thinking. So think about it like this. If you're ever getting pressured into a situation, and a lot of these scams, a lot of these real estate scams or deals, people are really pushy, trying to, hey, did you sign it yet? Did you sign it yet?
Yes,
anytime you feel that, slow down.
Yes.
You got to develop this habit of slow and clear thinking. So think about it as a bucket of dirty silt water, right? You got a bucket with dirt in it. If you shake it up, it's going to be real cloudy, real murky, but the longer you wait, that sediment is going to settle. It's going to slowly settle, and it's going to become clear. And that might be a couple of days, that might be a couple of weeks. But develop the habit of clear thinking. This way you can clear your mind, don't rush to decisions. And here's the rule. If they're pushing you for an answer now, the answer is no. If you want to give me time to fully consider it, then maybe the answer might be yes. But do not pressure me for an answer right now. And that also works with kids, too.
It does. No, I've talked to my daughter about read the room.
Yeah.
If you, depending on the answer that you want, read the room. And sometimes when mommy's merging onto traffic first thing in the morning on 275 at 8 a.m., now is not the time to ask me something that you want.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And,
but the sense of urgency, the pressure, the decide on my offer, our offer's so good, do this now, decide now, sign now. How, do you have an answer?
Yeah.
This is your time.
This is not their time.
Right. They're pressuring you because they want what you have.
Yep.
And the thing is, if you want it that bad now, you'll want it tomorrow.
Yep.
So absolutely agree with Brandon.
Sleep on it.
Take a beat. Do not sign it. Please do not sign anything, especially during a time of heightened emotions.
That's right.
Please do not sign something like a DocuSign or an electronic signature that comes through the mail that looks like just click this button and click, 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 and you're done. Do not do that either.
Yep.
Because here's the basic principle of unless you are dealing with a buyer that's going to be an owner-occupant, nobody else is buying anything from you at the top market value, because what business sense does that make?
Yep, exactly.
And there's a very big, very popular real estate website that tried to get into the buying properties behind everyone's back kind of business, and they exited that business model. They lost a lot of money on that
They lost
because
in a big way.
there is absolutely no business upside for your business to buy from me at the top market value, and then what?
Yeah.
You're not living in it. Yeah. So that's just a basic principle that you can apply.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back and talk about how the Trump administration is proposing to allow the use of 401ks for down payments, homes down payment. That could be a big game changer for a lot of people, especially first-time buyers. We'll talk about that. Also, insurance rates are improving in the state of Florida. Those are two main topics we're going to discuss with Jennie Restrepo coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com. Our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, big news in the prospects of home affordability. The Trump administration is talking about allowing access to 401ks for home down payment, and they're eliminating taxes on that. The way it sits now, currently, you would be taxed if you try to access your 401k. So we'll dive into that story and more. Also, insurance is becoming more affordable as the tort reform that was enacted about 4 years ago now taking place, and we're seeing averages of about 8.7% statewide. Floridians are seeing rate reductions in both auto and homeowners insurances across the state. and with additional relief coming soon, says Governor Ron DeSantis. So interesting stuff there. Affordability is improving. You're seeing interest rates drop. We just recently had interest rates drop again, about 0.5 point. So things are looking really good there. Gas prices are down. Inflation's down. I mean, a lot of positive things happening here, not only in the great state of Florida, the Tampa Bay area, but across the country. So we'll touch on those stories and more. Jennie Restrepo in studio with me. She is with Insured Title Agency. So if you're looking to close a real estate transaction, they can help you with that. And we'll talk more about that as well. Looking at a property here at 103 Brigadoon Drive, Clearwater. We got a motivated seller. Beautiful property here on Brigadoon. You're close to the beaches and beautiful Clearwater Beach, about 8 miles away. This is a 3-3, 1,536 square feet, updated 3-story residence with no rear neighbors. You have a low HOA fee, $190 a month. Access to a community's pool, sparkling community pool in a pet-friendly community. Modern kitchen, granite countertops, wood cabinetry, and new window. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Got some great listings here right now. And I noticed an uptick in the market recently. Over the weekend, we put about 3 properties under contract just in these last 4 or 5 days. So a lot of positive things happening here. 10129 Little Road, Newport Richey, commercial property. Great opportunity for somebody relocating a business. This one is currently operating, or was set up as a chiropractor office. So this could be, perfect layout, floor plan for lots of different businesses. Think about doctors, veterinarians, things like that. Over an acre of land here at 10129 Little Road, Newport Richey. Office setup, commercial property, high visibility, Little Road. You got 2 curb cutout, circular driveway, ADA compliant, and you have a newer roof. In 2020, you got a functional and a lit monument that is for all of your visibility of your logos and of course company name out by the road. Hey, you can see all of our listings online, platinummvpteam.kw.com, and you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com.
He ain't prejudice, he's just made in America.
Made in America. America's on the comeback. We got a lot of positivity happening. Jennie, I want to get your thoughts on this. 401k accounts. 401k accounts now, in order to make a down payment on a house, they're saying that they are going to take those out of the taxable class. Those no longer will be taxed. So they're still talking about the mechanics of the deal, but Americans are currently unable to withdraw funds from a 401k for first-time home purchases without paying a tax penalty. So I'm all for that. Let's open it up. Let's allow access to capital. That's a lot of the challenges for homeowners right now, and the lack thereof homeowners, people that are renting maybe, people that have tried to buy. But the story goes on to talk about President Trump pledge to improve housing affordability. Americans are still reeling from Joe Biden's economic disaster, and the administration is committed to exploring every tool possible to deliver for the American people. Your thoughts?
Certainly, housing affordability is something that matters to all people. And how do we make that jump from renting to owning? And I think that in ways that are smart, that makes sense, where certain penalties and fines are being imposed for what reason. If you're just taking the money out, I guess, to not plan for your retirement, but certainly if you're taking money that is your money that you've invested and saved, and you're investing it in a primary residence, or you're no longer renting, then making that bridge from renting to owning is certainly something that's important to most people, because home ownership is certainly a way for wealth generation from you to your next generation. Home ownership has always been a key to that. And so it's first-time home buyers. What can they do? Well, I know here in the Tampa Bay area, we have a lot of opportunities for first-time home buyers. In the state of Florida, we have down payment assistance programs. Yeah. We have a lot of different options. So certainly contact a show partner if you're thinking, if you're renting, if you've rented for your whole life. I think the biggest difference there is education, and not just from your friend or someone around the corner. It's from someone who's a learned professional in this field that knows how to access all of the programs that are available. There's specifically ones for different professions. There's specifically ones for the county, the city, for different areas where our municipalities have prioritized owner-occupant home ownership. So contact the show, contact Insured Title Agency for more information. We're on all the socials at Insured Title Agency.
All right, Insured Title Agency. Jennie Restrepo, always a wealth of information. Thank you so much for that. Thanks for coming in. And also, she had mentioned also in previous shows, free property fraud alert. Just go search your county and put in free property fraud alert. Make sure you sign up for that so you don't get scammed. You see all these commercials, all this on TV, all over the place. It's a free service. All 67 counties have to have it. All right, quick break. Right back. More with Lonnie Veasley, business broker on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, we greatly appreciate everybody supporting the show, and we are welcoming in Lonnie Veasley back on the program, Tampa Bay M&A Advisors. M&A standing for mergers and acquisitions, I assuming there, Lonnie, the business broker on the team. Welcome back in, sir.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be back.
Give us a little teaser of what we're going to talk about today.
I know you wanted to talk about the 401ks, how to purchase a business, because they got something going on where you can use a 401k for a down payment to buy your house. And got some new deals coming up. Closed the deal, and going to be closing a plumbing company next month.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, you said the trades are pretty hot for your business, buying and selling trades.
Oh, yeah, really hot, especially HVAC and plumbing. But, yeah, all the trades are very hot. They especially the big companies, private equity companies, they want the whole home, irrigation, plumbing, everything. They want, when they go to your home, they want to be able to handle everything.
Yeah, a lot of those large investors now are going to be banned from buying single-family homes. So they got to start buying up something else.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen some estimates, though. It says at one point here, it says there's firms that own 100 or more single-family homes only control about 2% of the nation's single-family housing stock. That's according to John Burns Research and Consulting. I don't know. I've heard it's much higher than that. And if it was projected to be by 2030, somewhere close to like 50% or something, if the pace continued how it was back in the COVID era. But I'm glad Trump's jumping in and saying, hey, no. Corporations are not going to be buying up single-family homes. The quote is, people live in homes, not corporations. So I think that's very positive for the American consumers, especially first-time buyers, veterans, first responders, teachers, nurses, seniors, self-employed, anybody that wants to buy a home.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what are they doing? Are they just renting out the homes? And
I think so, yeah. They buy the property. Yeah, sometimes they'll do some light renovations, make it look a little better, clean up the neighborhood a little bit. But ultimately, they're turning around and renting these properties for much more than they could be mortgaged for. So in essence, what they're doing is they're eliminating the American dream, in a sense, of home ownership, and they're turning our nation into a nation of renters, which is not what we want. We want people to own homes, have pride in that asset, and realize the wealth gains over a 10, 15, 20-year career or 30-year tenure of living in a home. So, yeah, I'm all for that move. And then the 401k as well. That's a big deal, not being taxed on the access to those funds, because as it right now, you would get a 10% tax if you're withdrawing funds from a 401k to early before 59 and a half.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, is that company, was it Blackstone or something like that was owning?
That's one of them.
Properties?
Yeah, Blackstone,
okay.
BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. They come with a bunch of different names, but ultimately it's the same thing. It's kind of like you said, equity. What was the firm?
Private equity.
Private equity firms. Yeah, same types of firms that are buying up all the car washes, from what I understand, putting all the car washes on almost every corner you see in Tampa Bay.
Yeah. There are nice car washes, though. I felt like
yeah, they are.
to get upgraded.
We don't need like 35 in a 1 mile radius,
No.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's a good investment. It's a long-term play, right? I mean, ultimately, that's the idea. It's like, hey, let's have this car wash here for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Let's depreciate that asset with the big, beautiful bill. Now you have that asset depreciation where you can do, accelerated depreciation. So then you also have that long-term play of 50 years from now, whenever that asset needs, to kind of be torn down, and maybe then you build up a high-rise or something at that point. Who knows?
Yeah.
Apartment complex, somewhere people to live. But, Lonnie Veasley here joining me in studio, Tampa Bay M&A Advisors. Talk about buying a business, selling a business, or if you want to evaluate your business, get a valuation on your business, Lonnie can help you do that. We'll jump into that here in just a moment. I like to feature our real estate properties on air as well, and we feature all of our real estate properties in ways that other real estate companies don't and can't. So we like to feature our properties on air, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings. 9914 Ala Vista Drive in Gibsonton, Florida, $1 million listing, waterfront property. This is a 1922 square feet. You got an elevated stilt home at the end of a quiet street on a large waterfront lot. We're nestled on a canal right off of the Alafia River, direct access to the Gulf. This one's a split bedroom layout. You have a 12,000-pound boat lift with a boat dock, 1,000-pound jet ski lift as well, RV parking, fully solar powered, and you have additional upgrades, including a 50-year galvanized standing seam metal roof, hurricane shutters, professional landscaping, and custom exterior lighting. 9914 Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. Beautiful listing here. Compliments of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 3308 Landing Place in Palm Harbor. Another one of our beautiful listings. This is a single-family home, estate-style home on Lake Tarpon. You are close to access to the lake. You have a boat ramp where you can back your boat down and go to boat over to lunch or dinner at the Tarpon Turtle. You got 3 bedrooms plus an office, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, 3,000 square feet, over a third of an acre lot, ground level master, private pool, outdoor entertainment area, private marina with boat slips, and a ramp onto Lake Tarpon, which, by the way, is a 2,500 acre lake. Great opportunity to get out there and enjoy that Florida lifestyle. Gated tennis and basketball courts, waterfront park, playground, and scenic walking trails. 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor, Florida. And you can see all of our listings online and search the MLS at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at consumerqb.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Lonnie Veasley in the house. Do you have any new listings you want to pitch on air?
Well, I'm working on. I closed one about 2 weeks ago. I may have talked about it. One of the previous shows, commercial builder. They built colleges and churches and things like that. But I'm working on some new ones. This is the time of year where I'm waiting on their CPAs to finish out the year-end 2025 financials. But paving company, Pinellas County. Semi-absentee ran. That's a nice one. This is a different one. I've got a company that we're working on that does the equipment for the spray tan companies. And if you want a home spray tan equipment, they make that and distribute that nationwide. So that one's coming up.
Where is that? Is that based out of Mar-a-Lago over there?
No, they're in Tampa Bay. Yeah, they're in Tampa Bay. And I believe a pest control company got coming up and couple of other ones, but
nice.
I'm in that time right now where I'm just waiting on the year-end financials, and then I'll be.
Now,
how
important is that? If you have, let's say they have 24 and 23, but they haven't completed 25 yet. I mean, because buyers are going to want to see those latest numbers, right?
Definitely. I mean, we can do it now. I mean, I can run with the numbers they say through September or October, but as soon as I, qualify the buyer, they sign the end date, I send them the package. The first thing they're going to ask is, well, how did 2025 end? So it's typically better to wait this time of the year. Then obviously when we're going in through the year, April, May, June, it's good to have your first quarter. So it's really good to keep your financials updated, especially if you're in the process of selling the company. Because buyers always want to know what's going on because they're buying. Yeah, they want to see historicals, but they want to know what's going on right now because that's when they're buying the company.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense. If you just joined us, we're talking with Lonnie Veasley here. He is a local business, Tampa Bay M&A Advisors business broker. He can help you buy, sell, invest in local businesses. And, again, part of the American dream. I love that idea of buying homes, buying commercial properties, buying businesses, a lot of opportunity there. Some of the biggest industries you said are the trades. You're looking at trades. And I think that's a growing area that is going to be AI proof. It's going to be data center proof. It's going to be something that will definitely be around. People are always going to have their homes painted. Their HVACs are going to be, needing maintenances and repairs, et cetera. Trades, really strong area to be in. That's a good focus.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be a while. I know Elon Musk is working on it, but it's going to be a while, I think, before a robot's walking through your house and snake in your toilet or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So let's look at, also predictions, this year. I think the economy's looking pretty strong. Here's a clip from one of the economists I like to listen to is Stephen Moore.
We've got an economy that is doing much, much better than the economists believed. And part of the reason the economists were so negative on the economy, Joe, is exactly the point you just made, tariffs. Now, you are exactly right. I'm not a big fan of tariffs, but you know what? I am a big fan of some of these trade deals that Trump has been able to pull off over the last 12 months with Korea, with China, with Japan, with Canada, with the Europeans, all making concessions to the United States in a very positive way. Now, Trump's saying he's going to bring $8 trillion of capital into the United States from the rest of the world. 18. That's
the latest.
Well, I think he misspoke. I think it's 18 trillion. I think that number's actually grown. And we just had Mike Murphy on the show as well. Yesterday's show, he was talking about Hyundai. That's the parent company of the beautiful new Genesis brand that you've seen in Tampa Bay, Genesis of Tampa Bay. You know, they made a huge investment. I think it was $8.9 billion in America. But you're seeing a lot of firms investing in America, putting money into America, and building their products back here in the United States. I mean, I think that's going to be a major play 2026 and beyond.
Yeah, definitely. Didn't Trump work something out with, I don't know if it was North Korea or South Korea, one of them, that they're going to build a plant here? I don't know how many billion they were going to invest, but I know I read
that might
that
be
a few weeks
Hyundai,
ago.
because I think that's where they're from.
That's
They're
the
from
one?
Korea. Yeah,
Okay.
South Korea maybe. Yeah, I think Hyundai's based over there. That's Genesis. But yeah, a lot of investment, and also in Florida. I mean, if you look at Ron DeSantis gave his State of the State address last week, and some of the biggest things he talked about was delivering nearly $9.7 billion in tax relief. So when taxes get rebated back to business owners, homeowners, that's going to be reason for investment and potentially spending and saving. They're on track. We're on track as a state to pay down over 50% of the state's supported debt. Enacted universal school choice with approximately 1.4 million Florida students in a school choice program. They doubled the funding for cancer research, made transformative investments in conservation and Everglades restoration, enacted the strictest laws to crack down on illegal immigration with more than 287 agreements than any other state, upheld law and order, anti-riot laws, and also established the harsher penalties for theft and trafficking, including instituting a death penalty for child rapists in the state of Florida, reconstituted the Florida State Guard, increased pay for first responders, law enforcement, teachers. And those are just some of the things that Ron DeSantis has done. So I think we're in a good spot here moving forward.
Oh, definitely. I love living in Florida. I've got 2 kids right now. They go to private school, and I take advantage of that step up for students. I still pay a lot, but it definitely does help. He's really wanted to invest in our future, the kids and things like that. So definitely a fan of Ron.
Yep, and you're seeing also DeSantis also major announcement in terms of rate relief as Florida reforms deliver results. So Floridians are seeing rate reductions in both auto and homeowners insurances across the state. Additional relief coming soon. The reductions in citizens' insurance rates are among the most significant in recent memory, and it's all because of the reforms that they enacted about 4 years ago. 8.7% statewide average for insurance reforms. Insurances, property taxes, gases are coming down, gas prices. A lot of positives in the economy, Lonnie.
Yeah, definitely. Is that auto insurance too? Is that
home and auto?
Okay, good. Yeah, I've got another one that's going to be driving this summer. So
there you go.
Another teenager. So
yeah, man, it gets expensive, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sure does, man. It adds up. So when you think about the outlook for the economy this year, pretty positive. Things are looking good.
Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, I've got every deal that I have for sale now. I've got multiple buyers asking questions, wanting meetings and things like that. Got sellers that are, like I said, they're waiting. We're all waiting for their CPA or accountant to finish the financials, but it looks good. Last year I did see a little softness with a few companies. I mean, prior to last year, just about every trades company was booming, and I saw just a few. I mean, there wasn't a lot of them, maybe 10-15% where they had a down year. But that's still, I think, really good because most are having a good year. There's still a lot of people that I talked to that last year was their best year.
Yeah, I think also because you have out in California, Gavin Newsom, his crazy state there. So there's a movement out there backed by labor unions that would impose a one-time 5% tax on net worth of residents worth over $5 billion. And that's going to be on the 2026 ballot. And Newsom's coming out as saying he's against it. And then you also have folks like, Larry Ellison, Larry Page, that is, dropped $173 million on Miami mansions amid California billionaire exodus trend as wealth tax looms. So a lot of people moving from California. We know also Mondani in New York City, some of the socialist stuff going on up there. You're sworn in on the Quran, which is not a lot of positive things to talk about the Quran, the way they treat women and things. But I think there's going to be so many people moving to the state of Florida. Your businesses, your property values, everything's going to continue to go up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I heard when I was in Dallas this past September, there's a rumor out there that they're going to move Wall Street or part of Wall Street to Dallas. And then I just heard this today from a CPA in my Rotary who has half his clients here, half his clients in Tampa Bay. And he was talking about a lot of people buying mansions and things from other states in Miami. And the rumor is they may move a piece of Wall Street there, too. It's just that the taxes are too high in New York and in California.
It's crazy. Yeah, they're going to run people out, and they're going to wonder why they end up having a deflated economy. I mean, you look at it's such a stark contrast also between Florida and California. I mean, Florida leads the nation in almost every category possible, whereas California is the late. So number one for in-migration here in the state of Florida, people moving into the state. Guess who's dead last? California, and then right behind them is New York. So people are leaving, coming to Florida. So at some point we got to say we're full, but who knows? Also, big news too as well: the FIFA World Cup coming to Florida. We'll talk about that. The economic impact is estimated in the billions. So quick break, right back. More with Lonnie Veasley here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, Tampa Bay M&A Advisors. Lonnie Veasley coming up. More with him, and we're going to discuss FIFA World Cup coming to Florida. Going to be a big deal down in Miami. Quick break, right back.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rhymes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online. WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Always helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, investing, or refinancing. We would love to talk to you. We promise to get you the best possible deal out there. Also, certified negotiation experts here on the team as well, teaching the classes at the Realtor boards and other locations as well. All right, let's see. Let's look at a property here, Dave. This is a throwback. It's 15092 Southwest 14th Avenue in Ocala. It's 15092 Southwest 14th Avenue Road in Ocala. So kind of a long address, but there's a long list of upgrades here, too. Beautiful property, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2285 square feet. You have under a quarter-acre lot, 55-plus golf cart-friendly community, and Summer Glen in Ocala, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate. This one has a beautiful community pool and community clubhouse. Great opportunity there. I love that pool. Great floor plan, split floor plan, lighter color, kitchen cabinetry and flooring. Beautiful flooring there. And it's 15092 Southwest 14th Avenue Road, Ocala, Florida. A nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. Let's look at 700 Physicians Court, Leesburg, another vacant land property that we have on Physicians Court. Now, this is a medical plaza, an opportunity to buy some land and build here. You have a half-acre lot, R3, ready to be built, situated for medical or professional development, highly desirable corner of Physicians Court and Medical Plaza Drive. Great opportunity at 700 Physicians Court, Leesburg, Florida. You can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com, and you can search the MLS there as well. And you can see our radio and TV show experts at consumerqb.com. All right, FIFA World Cup coming to Florida, going to be down in Miami. We host 7 games out of the 104 48-team FIFA tournament in June. Economic benefits are expected to extend far beyond the Hard Rock Stadium. Local officials, Miami Host Committee projects as much as $1.5 billion in economic impact for Florida. The spotlight will be on Miami, business lifestyle capital during the FIFA World Cup in 2026. And it's a big time. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I love to hear those economic impacts coming in. And then coming off the back of the big game as well, the Miami, close loss there to Indiana, but a lot of impact there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a Florida State fan, but I was still pulling for Miami because it definitely makes a difference when our teams do good. When Tom Brady was here, who won the Super Bowl, I could tell the difference in our economy.
Oh yeah, I know I got at least a couple more deals since Tom was a quarterback. And you think about too, Fort Lauderdale. There, you got all those yachts coming in. They have some of the best boating and yachting in the world. I mean, just the economic impact, especially for that Miami-Dade, Broward County, Palm Beach counties, all the way down to the Florida Keys. It's a pretty cool area down that way.
Yeah, it's real nice. I actually have to go down there in about 3 weeks for sure.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun, man. All right, so consumer tips, things to think about, things to do when it comes to buying or selling businesses. What's some top thoughts that come to mind?
Well, I mean, if you're buying a business, it's almost similar, when you're buying a house. If you're going to use SBA bank financing, you want to get with a good SBA bank and get a pre-qual letter because when you're talking to sellers or brokers like myself, we want to see, how much can you afford. So that's, one of the main things for a buyer and seller. You want to have your financials clean. I know a lot of people want to put the personal expenses in there to minimize taxes, but if you're 2 or 3 years out, you want to show as much profit as possible. I mean, you can put depreciation on there, travel, things like that. But if you're doing something like we talk about trades a lot, you don't want to renovate your house, and spend $150,000 and put those expenses in your finances.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's a good point. So. And you had said before in previous shows that in certain areas or industries you can get multiple on that, right? When you show more money on the business, is that what?
Oh yeah, I mean, I used to tell people, and I learned from my mentor 13, 14 years ago. It's kind of harsh, but he would tell sellers, every dollar you're stealing from the IRS, I can get you $3 back when you sell your business.
Yeah,
and that depends on the industry. Here in Florida, like pest control companies. They go for a high multiple. They go for 4, 5, 6 multiple, or if they're doing in multi-millions, you get like a 10 multiple, like a software company.
Is it because of the built-in residuals that you see?
Yeah, there's just so many there's bugs here in Florida. So
a lot of bugs, and they normally will have a pretty tight database.
Yeah, it's just recurring revenue. They because they get the clients and the homeowners usually have their credit cards.
Yeah,
just dinged every month for the bill.
Lonnie Veasley, he's who your number one contact for buying businesses, selling businesses, getting evaluation. Reach out to the show. We'd love to talk to you, Lonnie Veasley. Thanks for coming in, man.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Also had Jennie Restrepo, Insured Title Agency, and another great show. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.